One and all, hope you're doing well. So our risk calculation is getting a little bit hairy, bit scary, and so much is that the 24-hour difference is leading into the big picture, which is this sell there. And if they continue to be buying at the 24-hour difference, we're going to possibly breach the neutral and then go into positive territory. If we go into positive territory, this tells us that the herd, the crowd, are long indices at a net level on average. So this is using the weekly average, so it's quite strong. Okay, so if we go positive, it will just be quite indicative of some bearishness that we'll see in the market, in so much as that the herd, they're counter trend, and if they're all going to be buying on average, then it's obviously going to be quite an omen for risk appetite. So the thing to note though is that if we do flip into positive territory, we'll wobble a hell of a lot, and it might be an idea just to perhaps just take a step outside, watch from the window, be a bystander, because the day when we go positive, it tends to wobble a great deal on risk appetite, and inevitably that wobble will then really cause the herd to sell, and then we'll be back to negative territory here. But it'll probably be risk off tomorrow, and as we go into NFP, so it's going to be very, very, very crazy. So got to be very, very careful. And of course, NFP is the risk event of this week. So I'm going to reset the score now at 20, so it's very low. And the idea is that we're buying when we're low if that remains green. If that goes red, we're not going to be buying. Okay, so that's really important to note. So the key is the QDB system, what the plan of attack is to buy when that's low, but this has to remain green. All right, and if we go red, we just have to be really careful. So I'm going to wait for this to potentially flip to red, wait for it to go back green, then wait perhaps just a day, and then that should be it for the wobble. But we'll see a big wobble tomorrow. Okay, this is how we did. We fell a hell of a lot. VIX really pumped. Note that the dollar, treasury yields and VIX were green, and that's normal. They should run in parallel. Okay, so QDB scores, and we can see dollar Swiss is at the top, and it was top yesterday, and we took a stop loss cluster out. So see Discord, look at the dollar channel, and we took out a big, pretty healthy stop loss cluster above. Pound USD is the weakest. It looks like their bears are getting paid. Yeah, they're getting paid by 5 pips. That's their break even, 120.85. Price is 120.80. So they're just making a little bit of profit. How long that will last, we'll have to wait and see. But normally that's quite unusual, so we should see price above. Okay, that's the short target for cable. All right, so that's how you can use it. That's the short target for AU, which have really exceeded. So they're making quite a bit of profit on that. Okay, so we should be above 63.47. Okay, let's go back to indices and gold. Hopefully that's quite clear, the short target and the long target. Right, if there's any questions, let me know. They're quite good places to TP, I found in my experience. Gold, Germany 30 DAX, very erratic and choppy. They've gone long here, so we can create a box here, which we can see will be a supply, and we've got a double bottom too. So that could now theoretically be resistance, and we've got this supply as well. So we've got like a double resistance there. If we go above this level here, it might be okay, but it's quite a way to go. Yeah, we've got 200 points. Yeah, just 202 points to overcome that. I don't think it's going to be doable today, but it might be doable by tomorrow. It will all depend on today about what happens with risk appetite. If the herd are going to be buying, we're going to have to crush them. Okay, it's going to have to go down and destroy them. So they can't be going long today. It's really, really important. And today is a very good day just to monitor. If you, if you have that patience, just to watch how things unfold. So they could be selling against the moving average. If they do, we'll get the buy. But you'd probably want to wait for some technical support first. So 4243 potentially, and then we might see a little pump and then a dump, and then we could see a pump. But it will all depend on this, right? So it's very risky. This is the driver for the price action, and then you're looking for technicals to aid and assist you. Okay, So it's very crazy. It's very unusual for S&P to go to sell, right? For 56% long. Okay, it's very. And then we'll finish up with gold, and we'll look at the robot. We had some losses yesterday because of the yen intervention, the BOJ. So we had a crossover here, which we can see we fell, and it went sideways for ages, and of course they went long, and okay, this big candle there. We might be making a risky buy, 60% long, which is really unusual to see the herd so long on indices. They're usually really bearish, and they're actually quite long. So potentially a buy setup there, potentially. Gold. And then I was just saying Discord that this would have been a good buy because they, they sold it. So we're looking for longs above that candle, but they've gone long here. Right. So had they have not gone long, they sold, and we saw a continuation of that sentiment. That would have been a nice entry, but they've gone long. So they might have to get punished. So yeah, we'll have to wait for that. Looks like they're ticking up higher a little bit, 65% long. You want them to be selling it for this to come up. Okay, it's really cruel, but it's how it is. How are we doing? Oh, we're not doing bad. Okay, we're not doing too bad. So that's quite cool. The SLC above for AU is 63.35. Remember that the MyFX book guys were getting paid on this. If you remember looking at the QDB scores. Because they're getting paid, that would be slightly unusual. So they're getting paid down here, and we've also exceeded the weekly ATR as well. We've overdone it on the selling basically. So if we do pump, that'd be really nice, and because it was quite stressful yesterday. And let's have a look at our current positions, and note that we've got rid of cross yen now. Okay, so we won't be getting any more AUDJPY, not for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, because we don't know if we're going to get another intervention today, which is possible. And these are the last yen trades that we'll have for the foreseeable future. Okay, so I suppose what we could do is move this to break even, just because of the BOJ, and it's an exceptional circumstance, isn't it? So I'll do this now. In fact, I'll do this after the video. So what I'll do is move these to break even in case we get an intervention, which is very likely. We're not going to have like a huge loss on these three signals. Okay, so I'll do that. You'll see this reflected on your terminal because you're copy trading, and you'll see a stop loss there. And do note we do have SL and TP, but it's hidden. All right, it's hidden from the broker. So I'm going to do this now, and then I'll be back in the afternoon. I need to take this morning off because I can't trust these moves, particularly because we had such a crazy day yesterday. We might see a similar day today, so you've got to be really careful. I'll do this SL now just to protect the profits on AJ, and I'll speak to you guys soon. So have a good day, trade safely, and let me know if you've got any questions as well. Be aware of the QDB scores and that they're getting paid there. Okay, so that's something of note.